Okay.
Powering on. Mic off.
Yo, what's poppin'? Yo, Sai. My dude. How you doing? Getting ready to solve some murders, have some thrills, chills, and kills. You know how it is. Let's see. Pretty good. We sort of forgot about the whole grabbing 50 for who's the worst. Yeah, we did. We'll get to it eventually, dude. I ain't even worried. I ain't even worried. Alright, now let me make sure. Pretty sure I've got. Oh. I was like, let me make sure I've got everything posted. And I'm glad I did, because I did not have everything posted as I should have. But that's okay. Because we've got it now. Alright. Give me 1 sec, my eye is being weird. And I'm back. Okay. All right. And with that, we are good to go. So let's get into it. We've got... What am I... Oh. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go ahead and do that then. Panda! What? Yes, guy. My lovely friend. How are you? How be? There, now I won't like, well, I theoretically won't trip over my like Xbox cord as much. Your lovely friend who stood you up today. I'll live. So, okay. View handbook. Let's try and figure this out. Tomi Tenko did not die. She did. She died, and I was so happy. The victim is the ultimate artist, Angie Yonaga. Time of death is about 2 a.m. Victim was killed by a fatal stab wound to the torso. Additionally, she has lacerations on her forehead. Okay. I'm at this point convinced that it was Kyo that did it. God, this is a lot to go through. Because basically we have to cover 2 cases. Oh, this is rough. All of these characters are high school age? Yes. I believe it tells you their exact age in the report card. It does not. Well. But yeah, Ryoma's dead, Rontaro's dead, Kirumi's dead. Damn it, all of our waifus die. Tenko is dead. Couldn't be happier. Angie's also dead. Also pretty happy about that. And Kaede's dead, which kind of really sucked. Who's your favorite character now? At first I really liked Kaito, but as the story goes on, like, Kaito gets more annoying than anything else. Gonta's still pretty high up there. I even really still like Kokichi, even though he's kind of a bit of an asshat. I'm thoroughly convinced this guy is the murderer. But I like him. Kibo doesn't bother me one way or another. Himiko can die. Maki's really starting to grow on me. Tsumugi is just boring as fuck. I would say maybe either Miyu, Kokichi, or Gonta are my favorite characters. Well, she is the ultimate assassin, so, you know, I assume that comes with the title. But, okay, let's take one quick look at the handbook. I'm going to try and connect the pieces before we actually get into this case. So here's a couple things. Considering the laceration, the injury on the victim's forehead was not bleeding as much as it should. Right. I wonder if this was done like post-mortem. I wonder if this was... I don't know. Oh. Okay, I know what happened. There was dried blood under the floorboards. She died before the laceration. Yes. Well, or she got the laceration before and then she was killed. Because here's what I'm going to pair this with. Forehead injury and the dried blood. Small amount of blood that was on the ground under the floor of the room the seance was held in. It was quite far from where Tenko's blood was dripping. But it did pair with this cross piece that was missing under the floor. Now you pair that with the bloody kokichi. Tells me the laceration was part of a struggle. See, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it more matches up with this idea. While Kokichi was investigating the room from where the seance was held, he had stepped through one of the floorboards. That room also had a part of the cross piece cut off, the portion that supported the floorboard. So he stepped on a floorboard and busted his head. Much in the same way that I think Angie did. So I think Angie might have stumbled onto this and then Kyo had to kill her to try to keep things quiet, basically. I think he intentionally wanted to kill someone with the seance ritual. But Angie kind of stumbled upon this thing, and so, yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. Where is it? This blade was about 6 inches and the blood was still wet. We assume that it's what Tenko was killed with. So I'm really curious. I think it was Kyo. And I can't quite... If I had more time to sit and think about it, I could probably put all the pieces together. And it would be fine. But I want to get this started. But my money 100% is on Kyo. Oh wait, skills. Alright, let's do this. Give me 1 sec, because I gotta do this. And I'm gonna be breaking a nice piece. Yes, give me that, because that is super annoying to not have. I'm sorry. Triple X-ray goggles? Yeah, take a guess who we got that from. Adds that to the Christmas list. I mean, what? I'm assuming me? You damn right. Oh god, that is a nice ability to have. Hold on. Oh, I don't even have to. Okay. Alright, that'll work. Let's go. Who do you guys think it is? Sai, you were probably here most of all last night, so who do you think it is?
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I suck at putting names to faces, so I'll wait until I see each name to attach a face. Got it.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Alright then. Monokuma is such an asshole. How has he been alive for 3 games? Great question. Guess we'll find out.
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Oh my god, Samugi. Himiko is so angry her waifu was murdered. Both of her waifus.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, Ritual did what?
Nope, it did not.
That's wrong!
I don't think Angie's
I love
ritual
zombies.
succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
Hmm? Vanjie's ritual. Sorry, I got a text from work. I love zombies. Vanjie's ritual had succeeded. The book would have been gone. Right.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, Gonta think Rantaro probably not culprit.
To work to suck it. Right.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
What was happening during the murders? Angie was preparing the ritual to bring a dead student back, and Tenka was killed during a seance.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
Oh, Jesus. I relate to Kaito so hard.
There's no way that it happened.
You always relate to, like, the most odd characters, Kiska. You're just like, ugh, Zelos. I feel it.
Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
I'm Kaitos and Zelos, yo, right.
Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this.
Oh, alright,
I
Mew.
don't know about Tenka.
Zealous Wilder,
Pretty
yes.
fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened. The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
Huh.
You went to the classroom, broke in.
Nope, couldn't have done that.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before
Zealous is the inferior husbando. Who is the best husbando then, Sai?
she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, fuck off, Mew. Zealous would be a wonderful husbando. I could be the perfect husbando. Kratos, obviously. Only competition being Regal. Wasn't Kratos banging the main character's dad? Can't remember. Kratos was the main character's dad. Thank you for playing though, Kiska.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Oh my god, Kokichi, you piece of shit.
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You lose. Good day, sir.
Obviously, let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Samugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
All
I
right.
will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
They are.
Whatevs. The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
It's Kokichi. It could be Kokichi. There is a solid bit of logic in that thought. I will give you that, but I don't think it is.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez. I'm
Gonta
not the
not
I'm
culprit.
not the culprit.
Mass panic debate.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be a suspect who
Will not betray student council.
that's utterly impossible. Not just anyone could open that door. Only student council members had access.
That's not entirely true, Kokichi.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Clack. There, open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
10 bits says it's Himiko. I'm gonna raise you, Sai. If it's Himiko, I will renew your sub next month. If it's not Himiko, we'll call it even. If it's Kyo, you owe me 500 bits.
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins.
This bet.
And it helped.
What's up,
I
Disc?
feel so much better. Whew.
I probably do, Kiska. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
100 bits because you got to use ad bits. Okay, fair enough.
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Chillin', having a beer, did some online Christmas shopping for my fam. Nice, dude. How did that go?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What different method?
TV is all set up and good to go. Hell yeah. What up, Drew? Tell me it's looking pretty. Assuming I get lucky with ad bits and get them in one ad session, I'll just say that 2 full sessions. However, yeah, okay, sure. It's fine.
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
Got my dad a lone wolf and cub tea. Still don't know what to get my mom, though. Fair enough. I haven't even
There were
started
2
shopping
doors
for
to
people
the
yet.
classroom, and the one locked last was
The back door.
That's it. The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
It wasn't.
The culprit used a certain tool.
Alright. The sword. And to send me a link to that chocolate bars tomorrow. And yeah,
Gold leaf
we'll do.
katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No.
Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. To do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. You twist the fucking rope that it's on, and it circles around going whoosh, 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 and then click. It's the lock in. It's not that difficult. Shit. It's not that difficult. For some reason, you gotta drive real fast right now. Gotta go fast, Panda. Right. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, 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 faster. Next question. Crazy Taxi F-Zero, right? Back in my day, Crazy Taxi was somehow much simpler than this. It was like, hey, pick up this fuck. Oh, that was really close. I'm an offspring of Crazy Taxi. All you need for a good time, right? My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that chick. Tells me every day. Uno, dos, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. It's taxi. LSD sim. Yeah, right. Get in the car! Get a feeling that this section is excessively undersensitive for control sensitivity. Yeah. Crazy Taxi LSD Dream Simulator. Wait, is that an actual thing, Disc? We got it! It's a shitty Mario impression.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
Hold on. Let's see. Dream Emulator was a weird ass PS1 game. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
Yup.
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Yeah.
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
It's a Moogie weird thing. It dropped with a CD with an hour of acid techno on it. What? For real?
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
It's... No, you know what? Fuck it, Himiko. It's specifically your fault.
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade.
90s were a weird time, man. Yeah, they were.
Settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
Maybe.
Wanna say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted into my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Alright.
Okay, I'll start right now.
Jesus.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Whoa! Shit! Shit! God damn, get wrecked, Mew! Fucking got him. Nani? Game's about high school kids, clearly not made for kids. Right?
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
I fucking can't handle this right now.
What should we talk about now?
Drew just comes in. Wow. What are we watching? What are we watching? You used to play Banjo-Kazooie, Panda. Jesus fucking Christ. I know.
We must focus not on the locked
Based
room,
Gonta,
but on
right.
who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
Conker's Bad Fur Day used to be as raunchy as mainstream games got.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Actually, it
Don't
leaves
forget
you with
Himiko.
5.
She's also a part of the student council.
Actually, so then 6.
Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
The suspect rangers. Okay.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down.
You would enjoy that.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list?
Extra suspect behavior, Kokichi. Koichi,
Well,
Kokichi,
guys,
yeah.
I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our
It's
time?
not meaningless!
Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Apparently pretty easily.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No, he has a point.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko, worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
God damn fucking Kaito.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito, you're such a brute sometimes. Yeah, basically all the time, let's be real.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curtain curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless.
It didn't matter.
The name of the curse is Death Curse. Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death.
Valid point.
Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
You're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional? I feel like this game needs a big dramatic NANI?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tencrotch!
Tencrotch. I don't... Alright. Who attended the seance?
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
That's very true.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
That's actually a almost brilliant counterpoint.
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Which one there shall we use?
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside. He must be referring to...
There! You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Non-stop debate. Start.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain.
Oh no!
The
That was
culprit
dumb.
Sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
No.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor. Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light. Light? You mean candle? I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that
function to get under the
floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance. I said, hold on a second.
I don't know why I've missed both times here.
the culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could
they even see if they were under the
floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
Our
Villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that
function to get
under the floor
Oh no!
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
Damn it!
What am I missing here?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
I'll reveal the truth.
Got it.
Mew, you gave Kibo his flashlight function, correct? Did you not notice?
I didn't notice what.
It's hard to believe that Kibo is the culprit in this case. Okay. Let's try. I wasn't being manipulated by someone. So even if I have to lie, I need to defend Kibo.
The drawback of the flashlight function that you added. It's so bright, even Kibo can't see when it's turned on.
I see. That bright, huh? Wait, what? There's no way a genius like me would make that kind of rookie mistake!
But you make mistakes a lot. A whole lot.
Hey! If you're gonna fuck me in front of everyone, at least buy me dinner first!
But ma'am. Oh my god. It's like the exact quote from that episode of South Park. Oh, I'm also in the wrong fucking thing here. Hold on. There we go.
If he can't see, it doesn't matter how bright the area is. He couldn't move like that. So Kibo couldn't have been underneath the floor.
Is that true, Kibo? Is what Shuichi said true?
Come on, Kibo, please play along. Kibo.
Well, I'm so sorry. I just don't remember. Really, I'm sorry.
Ah, we get it already. Just turn it off. We're gonna go blind.
You don't remember? What does that even mean?
Well, Shuichi, trying to make a fool out of me, huh? Let me put on some makeup, cause I want to at least look pretty before you decide to fuck me!
That's
Shuichi, I'm so sorry.
Damn, that is seriously bright.
Wouldn't the light have shined through the gaps of the floorboard if it had been this bright?
The hole.
Yes. The culprit couldn't have used a light under the floor. Not even Kibo.
Oh, they couldn't have?
We were there after all. We would know. There was a hole near the corner of the room we were in, remember? If someone had a light under the floor, it would have leaked through.
But when we did the seance, I'm pretty sure the room was pitch black.
That's right. We didn't see anything, so the culprit couldn't have used a light.
And just because I have a built-in flashlight function does not mean I am the culprit.
I see. That was a flaw in my theory.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
Alright, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Stop
with
doing
the
that.
flashlight. It's way too bright.
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
It's really funny. Because both the gold leaf thing and the glowing paint thing involved the first case in both Dangan 1 and Dangan 2.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
Or will
We
it?
shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tanko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads! Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
She is ridiculous.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit!
There's no doubt! When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Gotcha.
That's wrong! No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Okay, holy fuck.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Alright.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo! The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Damn it!
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in
There with her neck all exposed.
Oh no!
The blood.
It's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
There it is. Okay.
Oh, cut through your words. Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so...
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
God damn.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh my god. Going to...
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
God damn it, Kokichi.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done.
Wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree
noticed.
with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
You too?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to.
Oh no!
I don't fucking know.
Wrong.
Do you mean Himiko? I would never kill Tenko.
Oh no!
Dude, I don't fucking know, Mew.
I was wrong!
Wait, Tenko? Got it.
I believe
Okay.
Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say?
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit? She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
That's actually a great point.
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Would she really have the time or the capability?
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right? Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
Bullshit.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
I'm inclined to agree.
The terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Not
such a
really.
naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
Right, yeah, I don't buy that either.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A reason.
Alright, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because... I'll see you guys after the seance. See you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know she was killed doesn't mean that it was a suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. We'll make them all believe.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Oh no!
So far, suicide seems to
Be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down. With her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I'm asleep. Good night. Kiska, you have a good sleep. I will catch you later.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, I'll reveal the truth.
All right.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. Wait, fuck, I need to find out what happened. See?
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Who the fuck? Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. Who the fuck? One minute. Alright, sorry. There was a weird thing that happened. I need some kind of clue to help me solve this mystery. Weird noise.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect.
Oh, right, sorry.
How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
Shit.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary?
The seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
No, fuck.
I'm more
concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough. Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me.
that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something.
Got it.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Nope.
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
That sound, something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sounded something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark.
Damn it!
Come on.
Oh no!
What?
I was wrong!
Fuck, I'm getting wrecked here. The marker stone. Oh my fuck.
This is it!
Okay, thought we had already established that, but okay.
That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
Would have had to have been a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
Alright then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Thank you, Kiska.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
No, damn, that wasn't it.
So what?
God, I have to be careful. I'm gonna use this time to
considerable force.
recover some health.
Participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue.
He fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit
Under floor.
then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a
Loud crashing sound.
Alright.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Got it.
I agree.
Somehow I managed to hit that.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting
Night
the
bands?
floorboards was cut off.
Good night, Kiska. You have a good sleep. Panda loves you. You'll have a good night, and we will try to play some game in the morning on the El Friday-o. Until then, I will catch you later. Good night.
After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
Okay.
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the cross piece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut. The other two were intact. And Tenko. One was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit trying to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? One thing, that was how the murder was done. No! What the fuck?
Is this...
Retry. God damn
let
it.
in here.
Seesaw effect. There.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off.
Slams table. Seesaws! What's up, Baron? How you doing?
The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
Right.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle
Good, my
is the
dude.
most important factor.
At the top of the cage. Okay.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
Ugh, that's bleh.
She was
That's a
bent
rough way to
over,
go.
Meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
What is a seesaw homicide?
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Huh? Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
Everything a murder should be, right?
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. It's not Himiko, it's Yukio.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance, and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
No, she didn't.
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. But does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? No. Did something like that really happen? Something so cruel. Hey! It's an intermission. Which is good, because I'm out of water. Do I want to save Dear Jesus? Yes, I do. Holy fuck. The class trials take forever and a goddamn half. Alright, give me 1 second to go grab some water. And I will be right back. Alright. delicious, tasty water is the good shit. Alright. Switch this back over. Nope, we're good.
Well now.
So we read the... God, I can't fucking English. Looks like we reached the intermission Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. A victim quiz, not a culprit quiz. The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out, boring crap. Wow.
It's okay.
I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping the entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me! Why are you getting upset? Ooh, Jesus. Alright. I gotta put up with this nonsense all the time. Yeah, you do. I do almost feel sorry for you.
Absolutely right.
That's the right answer, Monodum. Why? He hasn't said anything. Exactly, because there are no victims. Even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone warns you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity. You don't even need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
All right.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we gotta die soon too. And back to the grind.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
Alright.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Logic does not compute.
Right.
Huh? Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Dun dun.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Jesus.
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial!
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up. For the sake of everyone who died.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yeah, even if Himiko picked the room, someone else could have set that trap.
Your opinions are empty words. Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
She's a
Was
savage
trap
little
only in
toad.
that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
I agree.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
What up, 50? Oh my god, fucking Kokichi's passed
He was
out.
way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
No, just got home. Nice, nice.
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
You don't have to.
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Jeez, there you go. Killing the mood like usual.
Oh, shut up, Kaito.
But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro.
Soul bro?
Soul, bro?
Well, anyway, do you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic.
Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why did no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? Ah, that's it. That must be the reason.
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
It's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken...
Let's fucking go!
Hey, what up, Notch? How you doing, dude? If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trip.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, there's no doubt in my mind, there's only one. They're the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and motive.
It has to be you! Kyo. Was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo? Why do you suspect me?
What's up, my guy? Dude, not shit. Get ready to solve this mystery. We pretty much solved Tenko's, but we still kind of have to solve Angie's.
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick, but that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
What is so funny? I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, how could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
The culprit stepped on that exact floorboard even in the darkness, but how? How did they move around in total darkness? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Even after I put out the candle, I could move along with the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
culprit didn't have to see it all. They used.
Damn it!
Okay, fuck me. Touch?
That's it!
Okay.
The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
Whatever, 50. No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. It must have been at the scene. I know it. Oh, no. You're good. There.
That's it! The magic circle! They used the magic circle! Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
Another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt, all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Oh, I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it! With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
Yeah.
From your mouth?
Yep.
I also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay. Got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
Yep.
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you. I never would have seen through Kiyo's lie.
My lie?
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
Yep.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my thanks? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Listen, just because you want to record a porno with a robot does not make you a hero.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
What?
Your what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares.
God.
You killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kiyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Oh. Oh, there they are.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant.
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
Bullshit.
I'll cut through your words! The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kiyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
God damn, that was freaky. What?
It's correct. Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand?
Because he's claiming you
I
didn't.
killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
What happens to your votes if there are two blackened candidates? First come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
It seems likely.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I work really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
Very true.
Mm-hmm. We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that. Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
The culprit's one of you! Wowee! This argument is getting intense! At times like this...
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Kyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. We have to pin down evidence and convince everyone. I'm wondering what the chances are that Tenko killed Angie. She definitely had the motive.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tanko, but he not blackened?
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tanko's death. Can't we just vote now?
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
Kyo
Battery
killed
low.
Tanko and Angie! Kyo killed Tanko and Angie!
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
He forced
Oh.
his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Kyo! Anyone could have
No.
entered my lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tanko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tanko's death.
I got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
Kyo killed Tanko. Kyo killed Tanko and Angie!
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
I got this! But he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in
Kyo! Anyone could have entered.
So Kyo did kill Tanko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi!
Perhaps there's a second
Blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tanko's
Dad, can't we just
vote now?
I got this! Not yet. There's still another
mystery to solve?
Oh no!
Oh my god, did I really? Get some.
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder.
Right.
And there's still the mystery of Tanko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tanko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Oh my god. There we go.
This is it!
Got it. Took me a second, but I got it.
The blood stain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tanko's plot?
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tanko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
That's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
It was dry because it was there before Tenko was killed.
Oh no!
What? That's an inaccurate statement. Alright, whatever.
That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
That's it!
There we go.
That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So
That's
the
right.
culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
Are they in a game show? No, they're solving a murder right now. It almost is a game show, though. How you doing, Mochi?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or...?
The Art Research Lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead!
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! To keep herself awake at night.
Just got home, long day at work, right? My work induced
On her body.
anxiety. I
That
feel
sounds
it.
like something only you would do, Mew.
The Art Research Lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead!
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it!
She wanted a candle.
I agree!
Yup. Just got home, long day at work. Yeah.
That's it! Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
No. Angie was gonna use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to
It's like
start
that
a fire
board
with in
game
Angie's
Clue,
lab.
just a lot more complicated, yeah.
So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's blood stain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
Oh, fuck off, Kokichi.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
Good question.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
So the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that.
This is it! The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from a katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear? What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are? I will not fear. I will not back down.
Excuse me?
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them. You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
I'm really confused.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all!
All right.
Angie was attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains.
Nope.
Damn it! You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wipe them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
God damn it.
Oh no! You say the culprit?
Carried Angie's body?
And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wipe them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
Got it. There we go. It accidentally switched off to another one.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Oh, homie, you getting wrecked.
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie. It has to be you! It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true.
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why? Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
Angie's.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then you should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you killed two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
What evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong.
There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Come on. Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I do know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic. That's merely a delusion. Well said, Correcchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic. That's merely a delusion. Well said.
Oops.
Correcchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong.
Oops.
Not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
It ends here!
Let's go.
Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard.
Battery critical.
There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
Yeah.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
Oh,
I believe
give me
that
one
while
sec.
Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board.
Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. My stomach decided it was going to scream at me. But we're all good. Bed.
When Angie
It's
walked
not
in,
time for bed yet. What? Oh yeah, no, I'm good. My stomach just decided to scream at me is all.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
So it's true. This is the truth.
I appreciate the concern though, Notch.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
What is this question supposed to be? Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. Okay. Okay.
Powering off.
Oh, god damn it. Five, four, three, two, one.
Powering on. Mic off. Charging battery.
I love the Void Pro's voice. It's so good. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. And 2 more panels and we're done. Let's go.
This is the truth of the case.
All right.
Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the Ultimate Art Lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
It's always a crucial mistake in the crime. Oh, yeah.
They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope.
Yep. I called that one.
After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko, in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song.
Which was just really weird.
When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the
I'm
medium.
bumping this music, dude. It's so good.
But our culprit had another plan. To commit a murder in the darkness.
Dude, they have the soundtracks for these games on Spotify, and so, like, when things slow down at work, I just sit there. I'll play it at work. And it's so good, man. It's just so goddamn good.
Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko.
Oh, making the way
It would
downtown.
have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the Salt back to their corner. Finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark.
Yup.
However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekio, there are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
What?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time! Coming up!
Right.
The heart racing excitement as
The heart racing excitement!
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off.
It's voting time!
All right.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
God damn, everybody voted for Kyo, huh?
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey. All rise. That ain't bad. Seriously, you're correct again?
Right.
Correct verdict in a row. It's terrible. Wait, what did it say? If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How is this gonna last that long?
For now.
What's terrible?
No.
I haven't heard his answer yet. Okay, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tenko?
Right.
Yeah, he no need to kill them both, no matter what motive he had. Motive?
Hey!
Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger murder? Don't tell me.
Shut up!
Shit. Were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito? Oh, my squirt? Fuck you, 50. The resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Because we're friends, I'll tell you. I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over something as silly as that.
What?
Has nothing to do with the motive? Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
What?
Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you, some of us aren't that lucky. Shit. So to see this love of yours, you had to escape.
Tell me.
You killed Angie and Tenko, but why did you need to kill both? Yes, if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside?
Wait!
Don't look at me, I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
Calm down, no one would want a disgusting shit-stuffed bitch like you anyway. God damn.
Sploosh!
Kersploosh.
Hey!
Who's the person? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside this academy.
You see.
I mean inside me.
Sister.
My dearest sister. Sister?
Wait!
Don't look at me. I'm not his sister.
Right?
Well, duh, if you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Wait.
But didn't you say she was your
Whatever
lover?
is the matter?
It is not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply.
I love the note. Hold on. Up here. That you guys can see over in the corner. No physical connection.
The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared. Oh, how I long for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. For my beloved sister.
I had to.
Messing around.
You had to escape from here, right? No, I had to kill for her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely.
However,
even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find her some friends. Friends for my dear deceased sister.
Huh?
Deceased.
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved sister.
I've killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends. What?
Incomprehensible.
This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible.
Sister.
Sister is very happy.
Yes.
Kyo, I am very happy, thanks to you. I am not lonely.
What?
Could it be that the lipstick version of Kyo is?
I am Korekio's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
Yes.
After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. Killed her, then killed for her. Well, we don't know that he killed her. He said that he was sick and that she died. Sister
I am
Cass.
pleased.
She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never
Korekio.
lonely. It's wonderful, Korekio. Your love made the impossible possible.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Is this really a spirit?
Told you.
He's just delusional. What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick.
Well, you know.
You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two you killed here.
What was that?
What? It seems like he was already crazy before he got here.
Because
You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, didn't?
unacceptable.
Huh. Do not make me to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
Only girls? I see. So, when we were deciding on who should be the medium... Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl.
Aye.
I spent my time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
Besides Maki and Miu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sister's friends.
Yeah?
All worthy.
Why you?
Hey, how come I'm not included? I mean, not like I care.
Then,
The second victim could have been me.
uh,
Tenko died in place of me? I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made a perfect friend for my sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Infiltrate? Really? But how did you... It was obvious to me. I have studied many people.
Can this be?
She stood up against the darkness of the school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
Beautiful.
I was so touched by that. Oh, wonderful. She was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko.
Well,
Though I was planning on having you become sister's friend too. Eventually.
No way!
No, what? You do all that for? Wow, you did a lot just to kill. For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged child, just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
let's see.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that.
For my beloved sister.
I wanted to kill for sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? You look kind of pale. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on Kyo right now. What would you explain though? I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping this place.
However,
But Angie walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else too. After all, it would be a shame to just waste the seance trick I prepared. Whatever, 50.
What is that?
You're talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to sister.
Korekio.
Such a thoughtful little brother. But it was bad to get greedy.
Oh dear.
Alright. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to sister. Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances of Korekio's crime. Sorry, not sorry. Whatever. Whatever, 50. I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand.
Why?
That right. Killing 2 friends for dead sister?
But how?
Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after sister's death.
Do not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Korekio's side.
Sister.
Cut it out already.
What was that?
I don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing's making sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair?
Well...
Because death is unfair.
And another thing.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations... Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? I mean, you were doing so good though. I know, I was. Because everyone likes unfair deaths. Fuck, I don't know, man.
Maybe.
If you look at it like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game? Man, if people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it. If people were watching this?
Shut up!
Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this.
You got me.
Hell yeah, if I wasn't in this killing game, I would have so much fun watching.
So then...
The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery. But my role in it is over. I have finished my explanation to you, friends.
Sister.
I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister.
Sister.
I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again now.
Correcchio.
Sorry, sweet Correcchio. Come to me.
Oh.
Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started.
It's punishment time!
The moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Huh?
Punishment time.
Sister.
My beloved sister. At long last. Oh, finally get to
That's
see you
right.
again. From now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others.
What?
There.
Like I said, there's no such thing as a death that can be accepted.
From an anthropological point of view...
Why do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of way to resurrect the dead never cease?
Yes.
The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death? Death also determines how you live. Fucking why?
What was that?
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
I shall observe.
I will watch over you all as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
That's right.
It won't just be me and Correcchio. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity is beautiful.
I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
This is about to be interesting. You don't need to shake your head about the yawn counter. Mottodam's about to make his next move. Oh. Or just... Yeah, well, Monodam did make its next move. Okay. What?
How
No, Monodum, why?
How can this be?
I think my cute child would commit suicide. It's so cute. So freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. The fuck did I just watch? Exactly. Monodum committed suicide. Had I known this would happen, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodum obsessed over getting along was because everybody but me bullied him.
That's right.
The other Monocubs drove him to suicide, but not me. Hey, who's Monodum? You already forgot? That's kind of scary.
Well now.
I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster. Shut up. How long are you gonna keep talking about that?
I told you.
Ignore him. The resurrection ritual was obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic.
What's the point?
I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? Waste. If none of you were gonna use it, you should have let me have it. I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? I don't know. They're all pretty terrible, actually. Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it's just been the two of us this whole time. Bad you missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
Always messing around.
What people believe is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. It's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up. Leave me alone.
But
There's one thing that this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all. Not in this academy. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Thanks. Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapon we have.
Gonta do his best.
Then Gonta do his best to keep everyone safe. Gonta want to protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. Your talent is dress up. Shut your fucking mouth. I don't want Shuichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you gonna use that, huh?
Okay,
Work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent. Huh?
that's right.
May not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. Maki. See, I wonder how long that'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maki Roll's one of my
Wait a
sidekicks.
minute.
I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll? You guys are so close now. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. You're right. Only 9 people left now. What do you know? The dumbass can do basic math. That's right, 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away and only 9 remain.
actually,
By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces? Just 9 of us.
Well, you know.
Humans are like weeds. Too numerous to count, 7 of us dead. Doesn't mean much in the end.
Shit.
Totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right? Right?
How rude.
No, I am not thinking that. Your blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable.
But you know,
But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on a god, spirits, or the dead.
I believe in you.
Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Okay.
Kaito.
Well, of course.
Right, those of us who remain can start over.
Hey.
Hold up. Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. There's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
How exciting.
Yank your head off and smash it into the ground with all your strength. Got that?
No way.
I've never heard of such an intense form of apology. Seems like everything is settled for now. Even though we're missing her.
You all right?
Himiko, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help, you can tell Gonta.
Hey,
I think We should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt.
Oh.
Going to understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko is such a liar.
Huh?
Huh?
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was just compromised with the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
Right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back. Hey, what are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? What? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Tenko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. But I gotta survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Himiko.
Damn it.
Damn it. Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began crying. The tears we shed, I can't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. However...
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
Oh, Gonta is the best cinnamon roll in the whole fucking world, and I don't care what anybody says.
No, she's fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me?
What the fuck, Mew?
You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya.
What the fuck, Mew?
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaido had stopped in his tracks. Kaido, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
Huh?
You sure?
Well...
Don't do something like this again, okay? If you just like scary things, then you should have said so earlier. I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Still haven't warmed up to me, huh?
But...
Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. Seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore.
Got it.
Because of me.
Okay.
Maybe. You sound like you're bragging, Kaito. Like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead.
Okay.
Sure, got it. See you tomorrow.
Got it.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaito. Oh. He's terminally ill.
Damn it! I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet. Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
Oh, man. Mysterious mask. Do you want to save? Yes. All right. That is going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who stopped by. I hope you guys all had fun. Oh God. Nope, stop that. Until if you get let me just get this out of the way real quick and then I'm gonna go get some rest. If you guys are new to the stream, I hope you enjoyed everything that you saw. If you did, consider giving me a follow. I'm on almost every single night and we do try to have fun in this stream. I will be back on again tomorrow at midnight Eastern time when we will get up through the next investigation so that the night after we can get into the murder, and then after that I won't be on for a while. I didn't enjoy that weird shit she said, but good stream. Fair enough. Until next time, you guys, thank you again so much for stopping by. Panda loves you. Have a good sleep. I will catch you later. Peace.